feel like I was taking the club here.
Right.
Right? And then swing as hard as I could, so it would be something like this.
You could play with that realistically.
Oh yeah. So
It's like a quarter swing. Like a quarter swing.
So that's my hand line. And then when I come in, I'm just going to do what Johnny Ram practices, getting onto his hand line with the club face like this, and then swinging it as hard and fast as he can through there. If my shoulders work underneath, I'd have to have the club more on the target line and the shaft going off the hand line, which creates tilting in the backswing. So that's square to my shoulders. But ours looks like this. Because our shoulders turn this way, my right shoulder turns that way, my left shoulder stays that way. That's why it's on the hand line. If I want to get that square to my shoulders this way, I have to do that. So basically then I've got this out in a position where I have to bring it somewhere back in, and this one, I just do that with the club. It's a lot simpler. So hand line with my right shoulder working away a little, and then I'm not going to even swing to the top of my swing. I'm going to bring it in as much as I can from here where Johnny Ram practices, and then I'm going to accelerate this around. And that's very powerful, but it's not big. On the hand line and bring it back in, and it'll come around. But if it's not on the hand line, or if it's in here or out there, not on the hand line, I can't bring it back in. I want to be able to bring it back in really hard and fast like John does, and hit a lot of shots from just this position. Hand line, bring it in. Accelerate it through as much as I can. It comes from here and it comes around. If I take it out there, I can't bring it around. So if I take it out and tilt, I can't bring it around. I've got to bring it in. And then I get trapped in behind myself that everyone's trying not to do. If I don't have my shape and my body right with my shoulders, then I can't get this on the hand line. If I don't have any angle in here and I do this, this is coming this way, and I'll have to adjust it and come that way. So I'll have some sort of a loop to get the club face back to square. So then I can't just accelerate in as quickly as John can like this. If I do this and this, I have to slow things down and catch up with all of this, and it's not as direct coming in. So there's on my hand line, and then that's my speed going through. And it actually works my right side round through the ball. To develop the speed in the right place, I develop the speed here. And most people are trying to get speed doing all this stuff and leaving the club behind. Sooner you can get that back there, and the faster you can swing it around, the more compression one's going to get. So that's my angle there. Now if I wanted to go further, it'd just be a bit more of this, but I can still get this to come back from there and hand line and then push around. And that's that John Rahm drill is a really great drill, and that's why he's such a great player. You can do this with the shoulders. Feel like you made a turn, lift your heads this way. You probably feel like you've got to do that to get your shape a bit. Keep moving, around, and then you need to be a bit, and the body go around, but your head staying this way. That'll get you out of the, you're narrow. Those stripes now. Those stripes now. Down, it's still going to be this way coming down. So it's pretty much if he goes that way and he gets that, and then he goes, that's coming around, but not with this side, see? So when he comes around, tries to come around, and he goes, come around, and then he's got that look. And you can't turn your shoulders that way if you're back here. When he's this way, you can turn that is what we call left-sided, which is just the left side that way, and we call this right-sided, but I mean it's just the left side doesn't move that way when the right side moves this way. So it's that way. Well, it's a smaller movement. Small motion. Axis here on the front, and you've got the back one, and then you've got the middle one. Ours is just trying to stay in our setup position and coil around against the wall that we do like this. So I'm actually getting my turn and my coil, but I'm not actually moving this way, and I'm not actually moving that way. If I do this, I'm going to be over the front axis too much with the top. And if I do this, I'm going to be over the back axis. So it makes a difference where the ball position is. So people talk about where should I have the ball. So then when we get someone who's going back like this, and they have to move like that, or we got someone that goes forward like this and moves back like that, their ball position is always going to be put in a spot where the bottom of their swing is. So we don't need lessons to work out where the bottom of our swing is. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to come back and cover the ball all the time. So this line that I've got between my shaft and my forearm and in front of my face here is pretty much the axis that I want to be working on here, and when I hit it I want to be in there again. And then I'm going to go around like this and follow it with my head and shoulders. So the ball position is really dictated by the direction of your turn and obviously the axis of the turn. So if we're looking at ours, right-sided, we're probably swinging more on the front axis with our bodies behind it, but not actually moving behind it. And we're covering the ball and hitting back into this position again, but we're not moving ahead of it. So that pretty much decides where I hit all the time. So if I want to hit the ball first and take my divot afterwards, which is what everybody talks about in instruction, it's a lot easier from what we do, from against the wall here, coming back in against the wall here, and then we move sort of this way on the way through, past the wall into the other room. But if I'm back here and I have to move over here first, that's going to give me an outside movement in, and then I'm going to have to go backwards again, which gives me the right side being dead or stagnant behind the ball. We work around that, come back in and cover it, and then we push this side around. So I'm actually pushing my right side around, which gives the appearance that I'm clearing my hips, but I'm really just getting into my left side and then turning the right side into it like that, which gets me back to that, the one axis or the front axis. The ball's just in front of the structure of my arms, and the shaft is slightly in front, which is a shaft lean. So getting behind the ball is achieved by getting tuck in the body. So that's what most of the top players look like. They're not level with their shoulders, and they're not level with their arms, and they're not level with their hips. They have bias or tuck that we always talk about. And if I do that when I swing back, I'm already behind the ball with the top of my body. Here, they have bias or tuck that we always talk about. And if I do that when I swing back, I'm already behind the ball with the top of my body. Here. And if I do that when I swing back, I'm already behind the ball with the top of my body. Here. And if I do that when I swing back, I'm already behind the ball with the top of my body. Here. But I'm not actually laterally shifting across. Because we coil and cover, we don't laterally shift and then recover. She pulls this back, she sets that up there, and then she sets the club parallel to shoulders like that. Alright? Now in terms of weight, distribution, you know, it can be a lot on this because it's loosened back here. But when she sets it and swings her arms, She coils around like this. And comes back in wide like this. And then when she hits it, she goes like this with the topspin, like this. So her problem in the golf swing is usually that when she loses it, she stalls this side. She and then extends it, go this way. She hyperextends the left side and goes back and then goes around. And then she's got to get over here again, and she drops back down into where she should be. Her old swings when she first started playing, that was her backswing. And she used to be able to get back there from there by doing this, and she compressed her body down. Her ball flight into the wind when she does this, and she narrows with here and gets down in here, and she gives it this. It's different than when she goes back this way and she hits it, and she gets a little bit, and that's what balloons it. So she only did a couple of them. The head and the spine angle go together because she's always gone, when she had this motion, when she first came to us, if you move your arms like this, your head goes the other way, like that. You get a lot of that, don't you? And then, of course, the whole spine angle then's gone because they can't move around that central position. So coming down, the weight transference, whatever it is just holding that angle that she's got, swinging the shaft as fast as she can. So you can see it from the transition up here. Now her arms are always too straight, so we're bending her arms. We're bending her arms, we're making it stay, we're bending her arms and we're making it come down wide. They won't go that straight, they won't go that bent when she's actually swinging. And look at this shift. You see how small the shift is? And that's a follow up and top spin.